How's everybody doing? We're going to be starting here in a few minutes, but I always like to just kind of connect with the audience a little bit. We want to get more people in as much as possible. We love sharing our culture. My name is, and I have to say it before we start because in our tradition, we don't really supposed to say our name. We're supposed to have somebody introduce us. So something like that is kind of new to us. My name is William Dan Isaac. My Indian name is Swift Eagle. To say that in my language, Onse Chahle. That's who I am. And we're going to be starting here momentarily, but that's my brother over there, Ralph Isaac. We may not introduce ourselves, so we're just kind of doing it informal, kind of like a pre-game. But his Indian name is Hatak Abi, man killer. He is a warrior. He's got a warrior's name.
Halito, chuma, unile chuma, chile, alataligaloma chuma. Say good morning, how are y'all? And I'm glad to be here, glad to see each and every one of you. Yakoki.
Today, we have Mr. William Dan Isaac and the Mystic Wind Chana Dancers. So let's welcome them, please.
Good morning. Here we go. We got everything started here. This kicks off our program, and we always like to start off with teaching you a word in our language. And the word is a greeting. It's how we say hello or how are you. And the word is halito. So now that I said that, on the count of 3, you have to say it back to me. Halito. 1, 2, 3.
Halito.
I love it. I love it. You got to do it in a way that I love teaching my culture to all people, especially my own. I'm still a student of my language because it was something a while back where they really tried to erase our language. So you got to say it almost like with a nasal, halito, like that. So we're going to try one more time. 1, 2, 3.
Halito.
Yeah, I like that. See, there is a difference. If you're a natural speaker, native speaker, you can tell the difference. So somebody will approach me and say, halito, and I'm like, hey, I didn't hear that. You gotta say it right. Halito. Oh, okay, that's it. That's perfect. That's the way the elders have taught me. I am up and coming. I don't consider myself an elder. Some people say I am. I say I just look like I'm an elder, but technically I'm not yet there. But today, you're going to have a treat, and I always like to start off this way, in a personal way, to greet everyone. You know, no matter where you go, you got to learn something from that area, the language, the history, or whatever the culture is. It was good to be here last night. We came in, and the people that we met already have been so nice to us. We were at breakfast this morning. The lady asked, I know you're Native American. And I said, thank you, you know, because a lot of times people see us and they automatically, they don't really look at us, they see us and say, Mexican. Or they don't speak English or something. And when we speak, they're like, what? Who are you? You know, they get real surprised. So I'm always telling people, always look at what they wear. A Native person always going to have something on that tells you something about themselves. And sometimes they'll have a necklace, a choker, earrings, nose ring, whatever, tattoos. That just shows that we're expressing that we love our people. And one of the main things that we do, especially as males, we have long hair. Mine is not as long as it used to be, but it's okay. Just go with it. And the thing is, the hair is our DNA. The hair reminds us that we come from a woman. The hair reminds us that somebody fought for me to be here today. Not in a negative way. They fought to keep the language alive, to keep the songs alive, to keep the name alive. Our tribe is called Choctaw, but the real name, and see, that's another thing I love doing is teaching. The real name is Choctaw, C-H-A-H-T-A. We are Choctaw. When we hear Choctaw, it's okay. We say, well, a lot of times it was their accent. They couldn't say or they couldn't hear those words I was talking about in nasal. Like our word for tanchi, or our word is tanchi, mean corn. I've heard people say tacha, and I'm like, you don't hear it, do you? They say, no, we don't hear it. But it's okay. As long as we know what you're trying to say, it doesn't really bother us. It's when people know the difference but choose not to say it right. You know what I mean? It's called respect. If I know this place, the town is called this, but I say it in a different way, knowing, then that's disrespect. And it's very subtle, but it's still there. Our people, our language is so pure, it's so old, is a language of truth, honesty, that we could not even curse in our language. If I was to try to curse to my people, they would actually laugh because it doesn't even make sense. They're like, what are you trying to say? We can't curse people. We definitely can't curse our Creator. You know, things like that I'm always amazed the more that I get into my language when I hear old words and I find out the meaning, and it's always out of deep, deep respect. We are one people. What that means, the elders have told me, there is only one race in this world, and it's the human race. Many colors, just like in a meadow, the flowers, all different colors, made by one Creator. We're all beautiful. So today I see beautiful people here, and I just want to say halito. So you got to give it back to me. Every time I say halito, or you hear any of the groups say halito, you always got to repeat it. Halito. Halito. All right. Excellent. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. We are the Mystic Wind Choctaw social dancers out of Choctaw, Mississippi. It is about 35 miles north of Meridian, Mississippi, if you know where that is. That is our original, what we call original homeland. We have Choctaw people in Oklahoma. It's called the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. Their capital is Durant, Oklahoma, or Durant, Oklahoma. That's how they tell me. We also have Choctaws all over different cities: Cleveland, Dallas, Chicago, a place in California, I think it's called Riverside, that there are Choctaw communities because early 70s, late 60s, they had a relocation program where they sent a lot of my people to work in the cities. They promised them jobs. A lot of times when they got there, they didn't have no jobs. They promised them a lot of things, but that was a way to erase our people. I'm always trying to teach this history because it is fact. I don't know if you know this, but they're trying to erase history again. But we know who we are. It doesn't bother us. We've always been invisible. put to the back burner. But again, we know who we are, so it doesn't really faze us that much. When you know the truth and you have truth on your side, doesn't matter what anyone else believes. If they believe, the college book says there are no Native Americans in the state of Mississippi. I'm in college sitting there thinking, wow, I got 11,000 in Mississippi, but the book says we don't exist. And a lot of times I meet people and I say, I'm Native American, American Indian. They're like, I thought you all died. I thought you all are extinct. And I'm like, doesn't bother me. I know where I'm from, who I'm from, where I'm from. So again, I'm going to introduce Mr. Ralph Isaac to come out. This is my brother. Give him a round of applause. As you see, he has this drum. And I want to tell you the history of this drum. It is said that around 1812, 1814, Andrew Jackson called our chief, sent him a message saying, hey, we're getting beat down here by the British. Could you send some help? So our famous chief named Pushmataha gathered some warriors from the Choctaws, the Cherokees, the Chickasaws, and the Creeks, and came down to a place called New Orleans, where they started the very first special forces, and they beat up on that British, and so the war ended in 1815, thanks to the Choctaw people, the Native Americans. And in that, we got this trophy. If you look at it, it looks like a British drum. We didn't take scalps. We didn't take women, children. We didn't kill women, children. We took their drum. Because you're not supposed to kill women and children. That's something that the Europeans do in war. Even in war, we do not kill. Women and children are absorbed into the tribe if they're taken captive at all. So with that, I'm going to give it to Ralph, and he's going to say a few words and start our program. Drum song, Talo and Kip.
It was this drum song. Okay.
All right, give a round of applause for Mr. Ralph Isaac. All right, at this time, we're going to call Mystic Wind to come on out into the arena to our dance circle. Mystic Wind, Choctaw social dancers. All right. As you saw when they came in, they made that circle. The symbol of the circle is very powerful in a native culture, not just Choctaw culture, but all native people. We know that the Creator Himself made that symbol in the sky that we see today. It's called the sun. And at night, there's another circle there called the moon. We say the Creator put that symbol because we're always supposed to look up. And when we look up, we see a circle. So when we're dancing, we make that same circle. It's the circle that stands for unity, being together as one world, one planet, one people. With that, we're going to go ahead and start off with our first song.
Shatani Hisa.
Tick dance. All right, sounds good. The clothing that we wear, you will see everybody has different colors. It means something to that person individually. It could be their community colors, colors of their family. It could mean colors of the season, spring, summer, fall, or winter. So everything that we wear, everything that we do has some kind of meaning. So with that, we're going to go ahead with our Shatani Hita Tick Dance. give them a round of applause. Through protocol, we always do our dances in a certain order. So with that, I'm gonna ask our young leader, his name is Dennis Lee Dixon, to come to the front of the line for our next dance. And we're gonna ask my other grandson, Darius, to go to the end of the line. At the clothing that we wear, you see the applique of the diamond. This symbolizes the eastern diamondback rattlesnake. The head is going to be Dennis, and the tail is going to be Darius. They know their role, and this is what they do. So with that, we're going to talk a little bit more as the song progresses. So, Situlo Hita, the rattlesnake dance. All right. Come on in. We got a few more dancers coming in. Come on in, guys. So far, how are we doing? Are we doing good? Give them a round of applause. All right. We're going to be doing some participation later on. We're just letting you know you are captive to the Choctaw people right now. So we're going to lock the door. We're going to make you one of our tribal people. The rattlesnake dance. You ready, Dennis? All right. This is my grandson, Dennis, now.
Oh, oh, yo, alena, oh,
The rattlesnake is considered a sacred animal. The dance that you see, we will have the coiling and uncoiling of the dancers to imitate the movement of the rattlesnake. All right, in this dance, when they say way high, you gotta sing along. Way high, crowd. Way high. Way high. Way high. There you go. Way high. 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 Way want to say a little bit more about the dance and what the clothing that we wear. The dance itself, in nature, the rattlesnake is hard to catch if a snake tries to hide from you. You'll see it for 1 second, you look away, and then it's gone. That was one of the characteristics of a Choctaw warrior, because we saw how quickly the snakes could be camouflaged, they hide, and especially when you corner a snake, it's gonna fight. And when it fights, strikes very fast, lightning, quick speed, and that's what we learned as a warrior, to be like a snake, to strike fast, be what we call in native countries, to be deadly. And that's what our warriors are, we're deadly warriors. It means something very sacred to us, and it's a teaching that we carry from all different animals, but the snake was one of the main ones. Doesn't want to attack you, doesn't want to hurt you until you corner it, basically. And it has nowhere else to go, then it fights to the death. And the clothing that we wear, I want you to see that the clothing, again, we have the diamonds on our shirts, and we have these black pants and the black shoes. Back in the day when the missionaries came to our people, they gave us the black pants and the black shoes. And we took it, they took away our moccasins and our leggings, and we took on Christianity. And so, to this day, we still wear the clothing that was given to us. We've adopted it. Doesn't mean, again, it's about respect. We know that the missionaries believed in a God, a creator. And so we took on a lot of the clothing to try to adapt, to fit in, I guess you could say, to be accepted as one of them, one of the people. And so today we wear those clothing, and you see the dresses that we wear. These are colonial style dresses from back in the day. You'll see an apron, you'll see the dress itself and how it's made. Today we've gone to what we call the best of the best, satin material, cotton material, things like that. And so you can see what they're wearing today, the women and the men, and the beadwork they wear are what we call heirlooms. We're looking at thousands of dollars worth of material, beads made hand, one piece at a time. And those take hours and hours for people to make these things that we wear, but we wear them to remember the ones that were here before us, the ones that fought to keep these alive, these traditions, these dances, these songs. So we're going to go on to our next dance.
Tumula Bigisa.
It's the Mulabi Hita. This dance, I got to talk about it. I love it. It is said in ancient times, when we did go to battle, we don't call it war, we went to battle, we would bring in the women and the children, and they would be adopted into the tribe. And this dance was used so that a woman could find a husband, or a warrior could find a wife. We do not believe in killing. We really didn't believe in killing unless it was in battle. So the women and children are innocent. So we took them in. Again, like I said, captives, but they weren't really captive. They were treated so well, they didn't want to leave, and they were adopted into the tribe. So this dance lets a man and a woman choose a partner to dance with. It's almost like dating. And in fact, we use it today as coming of age dance for the young people to get introduced to each other. This dance has two parts, the stealing partner itself, and then at the end is a joyful jump dance where they dance together, what we call a stomp dance. Timula Bihita. In this dance, I have to tell you, if they feel like it, they may come and steal you, and you must not refuse. It is what we call disrespect. If you physically able, please accept the invitation and dance with us. Yakoke means thank you. What you hear is a warrior calling his spirit. When a warrior feels good, he makes that sound. Some people call it a war cry, but it's not actually a spirit call. That's a good one, Dennis. It is said, if a Choctaw woman invites you to dance and you refuse, you must pay her a fine, and the fine today is $200. Sometimes they will have a disagreement like that. He's still gonna try again. It is said it used to be like that in the old days. All right, this is the part where if they want to come out, they may come out and steal you. Oh yeah. Hitachi. Hodala. Here we go. Somebody's about to get stolen. There we go. That's the main one right there. And we got another one coming over here. There you go. We got two of them.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. We like to make our circle big and include as many people. We got a young man stolen from the front row. He's coming in. That you know of? It's not. They're doing a good job so far. Give them a round of applause. Okay, this is the second part of the dance. It's called the jump dance. Jump dance.
Yahoo! Yo!
All right, give them a round of applause. Tamola Bihita, the Stealing Partner Dance. Thank you for coming out. Thank you. We may keep you, we may steal you again, you never know. One of the other things I like to explain, if you look at our dancers, you'll see the men up front. Sometimes we get this question, aren't you guys gentlemen? Why don't you let the ladies go in front? And I said, well, that's a European thing. Native Americans and most tribes, we never let the women go first. But there's a reason for that. Does anyone really have any clue why? Or I love telling people. Would you put your woman in harm's way? The natural order is that Creator made man first. And He made man first for a purpose. We're here to protect, provide for our women. And so we go first. In ancient times, in days of old, when we were traveling, the men would be in front. Because if the enemy were to attack, or wild animals were to attack, we would be in front. So that is why the dances that you see, we still honor that women are held sacred and they're put in the back. Even animals such as the wolves do things like this. So everything from nature is taught to us, and we learn this is how it should be done. With that, we're going to go to our next dance.
Shall we hit the okay? Shall we?
Shall we hit the okay? I gotta tell, we got 4 types of dances in our tradition: social dance, animal dance, warrior dances, and then the last one is the spiritual dances, which is more like religion or religious. Stomp dancing is our religious dances. This one is an animal dance. It's called Shawi Hita. Shawi is a Choctaw word for raccoon. So this is the raccoon dance. Shawi Hita. By a show of hands, how many people here have ever played the game Tag or You're It? Raise your hand. Pretty much everyone, right? That game is a Choctaw dance. This dance here, you will see that game. There we go. Boy raccoon chases the girl raccoon. Everyone else becomes very still, becomes trees, tags her, and runs. And then it's her turn to chase him and tag him. And then they come back to the circle. I always tell the crowd of people, when you play tag or you're it, thank the Choctaw tribe. Most games that are played today have an origin. The origin is usually Native American. Relay races, things like that. tug of war places. People that go to different games, when they study, they find out it was a Native American game. Lacrosse belongs to us. Sometimes they'll get into what I call extreme raccoon. The young ones, they really get into it. Give them a round of applause. They're doing an excellent job. The circle goes one way and the circle goes the other way. That is the way our lives are. Sometimes things go your way, sometimes things go creator's way. And we say there's no wrong way, as long as you know that there's a creator. There they go, get it, Dennis and Janice Wilson. At this age is a perfect time to teach our young people these dances. It is our responsibility as adults to teach it so that these dances go to the next 7 generations. Great job, Dennis. Great job, Janice. And they come back to the middle of the circle. These dances teach communication and connection. Also good for your physical health. Get him, there he is. Now he's gonna run. As you see, there's always laughter. There's always a smile on your face when you get to dance. Maya and there we go. Next one, next one. Go get him, Noah. There goes Noah chasing. Get him. All right, give them a round of applause. Round of applause for raccoon dance. Joey hit them. All right. What do you want to?
Drink water dance.
Warrior.
Drink water dance.
Okay, we're going to do a warrior dance for you. We want to go to each category and show you a little bit about what it's about. In most of the tribe in North America that we know of, only the men dance the war or warrior dance. But it's not true in the Choctaw tradition. We recognize the women as also being lady warriors or women warriors. If the men are killed, the women pick up the war club or the weapon to defend the children. So we know them. It is what we call equality. We know that the man was created first, but doesn't mean that he's above. We know that it's equal. What we call a balance of nature. So we respect the women as warriors also. So in our dances, the war dance.
Your mama ita speak oga isko ita
Nata.
Oga School.
Okay.
Because Friday Talana is again
Nata.
Pasti Ita.
The fast warrior dance. There's fast warrior dance, slow warrior dance, stickball dance, and four-step. So we're going to do the fast warrior dance for you today.
Ya you, ya you, wait on me up, John Lake, John Lake, John, wait on me up, John Lake, John Lake, John Lake, John, wait on me up, John Lake, John Lake, John, wait on me up, John Lake, John Lake, John Lake, John, wait on me up, oh yeah, wait on me up, wait on me up, John Lake, John Lake, John, wait on me up, John Lake, John Lake.
That little warrior on the end, that's my grandson, Austin. All right, give them a round of applause. At this time, I want to do something special. I had talked to Eric Billy, my brother-in-law. One of the things that are very special to our people is our game. We talked about lacrosse. He is the world champion coach of the team back home. And so we're going to have him say a few words. We're going to give the dancers a break for about 5 to 10 minutes, but we want two warriors that's going to throw the ball around, play a game of catch. Maybe Tyrell and Simon, if it would be good. I got the sticks right there by the wall, next to that phone. Maybe Tyrell, is he around, or Dayton? All right, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have a treat today. We talked about many things having their origins with Native American people. The game of lacrosse is the fastest growing sport in America. All the high schools are picking it up. It has an origin here dating back over 1,000 years ago. The Mohawk people and people of the north came down to visit, and they saw our game. We call it kabucha, shtabuli. And we traded, and we shared, and they took the game back up north. Instead of using 2 sticks, they used 1. And that nowadays that the game is called lacrosse, but it originated with our people. And I'm gonna go ahead and introduce Mr. Eric Billy, the world. I always love saying that, because if I was the coach, I would want someone to introduce me. World champion coach, Eric Billy. Give a round of applause.
Thank you. We're glad to be here. I'm glad to be here. So my topic is kabucha, translated into English as stickball. I guess I can start on the way we make it now.
is we go into the woods and cut hickory tree by the size of probably a light pole, and maybe 5 feet, 5 feet tall, and we split it to where maybe an inch or so. We really don't measure, we just use our eyes, kind of say, hey, this right. And then we start shaving. Shave, and then on one side it narrows. Maybe depending on how you want your stick. Sometimes, well, it used to be a long cup, but these days it's a smaller cup that we use, and we shave it enough to where we want the cup size, and then we bend it. It varies from stickball makers from one to another, and depending on how they do it. But these days, most popular one is steaming. They steam it to bend it. And then once it's bent, we put the holes on each side, one on the top. We hold the neck, depending on who's making it. Sometimes they'll use the bark of the hickory to tie it. These days we have clamps, so sometimes we use clamp, wires, and then even the lather. Sometimes we can buy it from Walmart and put it on here. This one is it looks like it's homemade. And then once we put all the holes in there, we tie it up to like a cross. And then at the neck, we tie it. It's sort of like a weave and tie. And then one side, if you're right-handed, it's bigger than the left. Similar sport is maybe basketball. You hold it with one hand and then you shoot it. So it's similar to that. You hold it with this and then you shoot it with your right if you're right-handed, and vice versa if you're left-handed. Now our game has been evolved, just like everything else. If you guys ever seen Cherokee play, Eastern Cherokee, that's almost the same game that we used to play, from the information that I received from my elders. Over time, it has changed. From the gold looking like gold that we used to use to one pole stands. Now there's one pole stands, and we can shoot from each side to score. The way you score is you have the ball in the cup, and the cup portion has to touch the goal to score. Or you throw it, and without any deviation from a player or a stick, it goes straight to the goal and hits the goal, and that's how you score. In the adult division, we call it suicide. You can have it in your sticks and try to tap it. But just remember, there's like 30 players on each team, so 60 players at one time playing. So it's kind of difficult to get to the goal. So that's why it's called suicide. And other than that, you can score on all sides. Now, from what I've heard and from what I've played before, there used to be one pole when we evolved. There was one pole, and in the middle, they painted red, and that is the only part that could be scored. Is either you hit it or you go and tap to that red paint. Also, overtime, I remember my grandma telling me that if it happens to go overtime, it used to be going one-on-one. And that one-on-one, and the only rules back then was you can't touch the ball with your hand. Everything is with the sticks. And it's like an extension of your hand, so everything you do is with the sticks. So, probably the last time that kind of play played was like back in 1980. But that was the last time because they didn't want, they wanted to see the show rather than the real game, is from my understanding. So they said they would do away with that and just regular game, toss it up, let the whole team decide who's gonna win rather than just going one-on-one. Some of the rules that I can go over is you can't swing your stick aggressively on purpose, and if so, you you can't swing your sticks. You can't tackle anybody from the waist down, or you can't headshot. And you can't touch the ball. Over the years, there was only from one rule to about 2 pages of rules. And one of the reasons is because, and I don't want to boast, but it was our team that was playing against other teams that got so aggressive that our health center got some expensive bills out of it. So they said, hey, we gotta make some rules. So they kept on making rules and rules. Now from one rule to about 2 pages of rules. So, and now, just like I was saying, it has evolved. If you see Simon, can you raise up your stick? Sometimes, duct tape fixes everything, right? So these days they'll use duct tape up on the neck portion. But traditionally we use leather from a deer hide. So that is that's the stick portion of how you make it and how it's played. Let me see. Oh, the drum. The drum is another thing that I wanted to say that was part of the most important equipment to get the game started. When the drum started beating, everybody knew it was time to play. Everybody knew something was happening. Everybody knew that something was about to happen. So they would gather, and in the old days, and it might be different from the books to what I'm saying, because I'm going off of what my elders used to tell me and used to say. So, and prior to playing the day, and it used to be during the day, because they believed that was the only time to play at their grade. But these days we have lights, so we can play in the nighttime. So prior to the game, the day before and through the night, they would fast and they would sing, dance all night, and then the next day they would start. And before they started, they from one team and another, they would meet and they would set up of how they were going to play, to what point they're going to stop, or whoever reaches what point, like they would maybe decide whoever gets to 12 first, and whoever gets to 12 first, that's the winner. Sometimes they would say timeout at the end of the day, let's start tomorrow, or if they decide that they want to go one-on-one and decide that way, all of that, all those rules would be settled before the game started. So those are some of the things that I was told and taught as I was growing up. But you know, I'm glad. I'm sort of glad that our game has evolved, because I don't think I can stay up all night and then play the next morning. I believe that's all I have. Dan, did I forget anything?
The only thing that I can add on to what Eric said is, you see a lot of the sports today, they borrow many things from our game. Like before the game starts, they have like a tip-off, or what we call, they throw the ball up, toss-up, like in basketball. But we don't say it like in basketball. Basketball does it like us, because many things you can swing that racket like a baseball bat, or even have hit it like golf. So a lot of the modern day sports incorporated things from our game. This is the oldest field sport in North America. Predates everything, football, basketball, baseball, all of that. But that's all I have. Give a round of applause for Eric Dillon. And also, I want to recognize Tyrell Anderson in the orange. Raise your hand, Tyrell. And Simon Isaac. Raise your hand, Simon. These are two champion players, two warriors that play the game. Eric has played for many years. He's still playing. He coaches, but he still plays too. So this is something that we just grew up with. It's natural for us to always be around that game and around the dances and all of that. And I do have a ball here I want to kind of throw out and let people touch it, look at it. That is the ball that we use. If you want to pass it around, they can look at it. And other than that, we're going to go ahead and call out Mystic Wind to come out. We're going to finish our program with those dances. We want to thank you again. Give them a round of applause. And some of the things I want to do, if it's okay, at the end, if you have any questions, come and ask our dancers, our ball players. Come and ask me or Eric or Ralph. We love talking about it because there's something that caught your attention, something that you just want to know. We want to be the one to tell you. We don't say, don't go to Google, don't go searching, ask the source. Because that's what we're supposed to do. We go to our elders, the source. All right, Ralph Isaac is back. We're going to call Mystic Wind back to the arena. We're going to finish out our program. Sounds good to me. And Eric talked about the drum. The drum is the heartbeat of the people. It calls everyone to the event. And in fact, if you're not feeling energetic, go around that drum. When they play that drum, you'll start feeling that energy. All of our dances are medicine for our spirit, for our soul, for our body, for our heart, for our mind. And when you come in, you'll walk off with a smile on your face because you will feel that medicine. Because everything that we do has a purpose. For a person to be healthy, happy, whole, do these dances, listen to the song, participate, and you will feel that healing power that we get. This is what keeps us going. And again, it helps us teach our young people. For the next 7 generations, it's going to go on. So the little ones that you see, when they get our age, they're going to have to teach their little ones. It's something that we've always done. The chant that Ralph chants have been handed down from each generation to the next. We do not change songs. We do not add songs or take away songs. We use the same ones that our grandfathers used. And then we're going to pass it on to our great grandchildren. It's going to be the same chant, because that's the way it's done. Mystic Wind, will you come into the arena? We're going to do about 3 more dances and we are going to be done. Here we go. All right. We're going to do a dance called the friendship dance. Itikana. In olden days, other tribes would visit our tribe, the Choctaw. Tribes such as the Creek, the Cherokee, the Chickasaw. They would come and we would have this dance. This dance lets everyone dance with everyone else. In this dance, you will see the rotation of the women dancers as they go and complete that circle. Again, the circle is a very important symbol. We know the women are the backbone of the family. A people is not conquered till their last women have died. And so that is why we hold our women very sacred and fight to keep them alive. So you will see the movement of the women as they rotate when the dance stops. Itikana, friendship dance.
Yo hele, yo hele, I wanna let yo hele, yo hele, I wanna let yo hele, yo hele, I wanna let yo
Get him, Austin. As you see the woman coming around the circle, they have the honor of completing that circle. You see the movement of our dancers. It's not very fast, not very high. We believe in dancing without killing the grass or killing insects that live on the ground. That is how much we value life, nature. We do not want to even kill the ants. The ants that roam on the grass are sacred to us. applause for Friendship Dance. Nada hita chibanda.
Nani kalau esa I baca di pesaji na jino. Nani kalau esa? Garfish dance. Nani kalau?
All right, we're going to introduce this dance. It's an animal dance, but it's also a spiritual dance, and it's also a social dance. Nani kallo is how we say it in our language. Has anybody ever heard of the garfish? Alligator garfish? That was one of a staple food of the Choctaw people. We used the teeth for syringes. The shell were used for jewelry, and is also used for medicine. This dance is the garfish dance. It was an old dance that almost became obsolete. And what happened was the elders came to us because they knew that our group has been traveling for years and said, hey, we need to revive that dance. We don't need to lose it. So we worked together with the elders and got with other people too from different locations, Oklahoma and places like that, to get a garfish dance, and now we have it back. Nani kallo hita. It is said the garfish chases the male garfish chases the female garfish in mating season. This dance imitates that movement. All right, give them a round of applause for Garfish Dance, Nani Kallo Hita. All right, we're going to see Nada Hita Tenua. All right, this is going to be our last dance. This closes out our program. And what we always do, we always ask anyone and everyone that wants to come in up here to close it out. Today we became not only friends, but we became family with this group here. Remember what I said, there's only one race, the human race. In the Choctaw tradition, everybody is included in our circle. Even the color that we wear symbolizes the four colors of humanity: red, yellow, black, white. You are included, so we're gonna walk out as we close this. We opened it with a circle, we close it with a circle. Much like in church, when you open it with a prayer, you close it with a prayer. But now that we brought our circle in, you are in our circle. So you're invited to come up, boys, follow the boys, blend in. I call it blend in, jump in. And girls, ladies, jump in with the ladies. But let us close our circle together. We are family. We say in our tradition, Hobete, everybody come that wants to dance, to close it out. All we're gonna do is walk. I promise no fast movements. We're all gonna lock arms and walk out the circle. So we're gonna ask everyone to come on out. If you can, please feel free. We love bringing people into our circle because we feel like people want to dance. People love to dance. They want to be invited. They want to be asked to come out. And this is a beautiful bunch of people that I see. Beautiful town, beautiful people. We want to make sure you're part of our circle. And also, I want to give everybody a round of applause for Jack Smith being our head dancer today. We are honored to have him with us. Women, blend in with the women. Right? And just get in between. Just get in between if you can. We want to make sure everybody's kind of blends into it. Right in there. Come on in. Ladies, over here. Come in. Yeah, blend in between the women there. The women always lock arms. And this is a teaching by my elders. I'm going to tell you. Women, you are all sisters. You're always supposed to hold each other up. And that's why we lock arms like that. Warriors, we're going to put your right hand on the left shoulder of the warrior in front of you. Out of respect, a warrior always be like this. And that's how we're going to walk out. Men, you're all warriors, brother warriors, so we're glad you're in our circle. We're going to walk a full circle. We're going to walk probably backstage or wherever the leader goes. If the leader falls, don't let her fall. No, I'm just kidding. All right, here we go. This is closing and it's not just a performance, it's a ceremony. You are all family now with us. So we're closing our ceremony today. Mr. Ralph Isaac, Itanoa Heta Italoa. Walk dance. Since time immemorial, the Choctaw people have walked. In ancient days, we walked from village to village to visit our medicine people, to see our elders, to visit our neighboring tribe, the Cherokee, the Chickasaw, the Muskogee Creeks. We have walked to our battles with the British, the Americans, the French. Then we became allies with a lot of those different people from Europe, with the Americans. We have walked to our battles on the field with our game of stickball, kapuchatuli. And we have walked back. We have walked, in recent times, we have walked on the Trail of Tears. In the 1830s, with the Indian Removal Act, Choctaw people walked to what is now known as Indian Territory. And many of our people walked back from Oklahoma, back to the homeland in Mississippi. We never forget who we are, where we came from. We always want to mention you are on Indian land. America was not named for Amerigo Vespucci. America's origin is Amalu, which was the last emperor of the Inca people. We know America as a Native American name. His full name was Amaru, Tupac Amaru. The circle sends a medicine out to the people. People in the dance arena, people out in the stands, people out in the world, in the galaxy, where Creator sits. Even a whisper in our language, and our call to the spirits resonate throughout the Milky Way, throughout the galaxies that are still being formed. Choctaw people are here to stay. We're not going anywhere. This is our land. We are willing to share. We want to live with our people. The red, the yellow, the black, the white. This is how heaven is. This song also commemorates people that we lost on the Trail of Tears. As we close that circle toward the west, the setting sun. All right, give yourself a round of applause. This is the end of our program. We say in our language for the word thank you, Yakoke.
This summer in July, if you're ever around Philadelphia, Mississippi, Choctaw, Mississippi, join us for our 75th Choctaw Indian Fair, July 8th through the 12th. See, a lot of dancing, a lot of football games. We have a princess pageant. And if you're not able to make it, get on Facebook, Choctaw Indian Fair Facebook, and you can see the games live streaming. You can see Mr. Eric Billy coaching his team. And we invite you to join us, Choctaw Indian Fair, and just learn more about our tribe and good things we're doing on our Facebook, Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians. So sometimes just when you're on Facebook, check out our Facebook. Okay, thank you. If you have any questions, I will read.